All right, baseball fans, sit back, relax. Alyssa Orange has you covered. She's going to talk about these guys here for about 3 minutes, and then we'll come back and have some fun on the other side. Here's Alyssa Orange on your Diamond Hog update.
All right, guys, here's the deal. It is not a secret that I am a massive baseball fan, so this is my time of the year. It's also not a secret that as a Florida State alum, I don't like the Gators. And so for the Razorbacks to get swept by the Gators at home this weekend, it's very frustrating. And so I feel how Razorback fans feel right now of what is going on with this baseball team. So to pro it a little bit for you guys. Look, Arkansas is still the number 4 team in the country. They are a talented bunch. They're still just trying to figure out how to get things together. Unfortunately, with the sweep by Florida, they're 4-5 in the SEC right now overall, which is about bottom of the pack in the SEC, and you don't love that. You hope they can bounce back, even though they've got series wins over South Carolina and Mississippi State. They've got to get these pieces put back together. I think the biggest con in this series was just the way that it started. When you got Gabe Gackle coming out there and only giving you 1 1/3 inning, giving up 3 runs, no strikeouts, 4 walks, that really disrupts the rest of your bullpen for the entire rest of the weekend. So they had a lot of arms having to come in when hopefully they were hoping that they could have gotten about 6 or 7 innings from Gackle and maybe only having to bring in a closer or a reliever and a closer or 2. And now you've got 4 arms that you've got to throw on Friday to see exactly now how you are going to shape Saturday and Sunday. That was a big issue. Another big issue is the bats. Obviously very cold. On Sunday, they tried to get it going, had an opportunity to either tie the game or win in the 9th with a runner, the tying run on third base, and it didn't work out. But to only put up 4 runs in the first game on Friday and the second game on Saturday is a struggle. And the biggest thing right now with them is you've got guys like Cam Kojal and Ryder Helfrich, who up until about halfway through that game on Sunday were 1 for 10 at the plate against the Gators. This offense, top to bottom, has to be able to balance itself out. You have to get production up there at the top. You're going to need some more production from these guys at the bottom of the pack as well. The middle of your lineup cannot continue to carry you. So you need guys like Reese Robinette to continue to step up there at the bottom of your lineup to kind of roll the lineup back over and get some momentum going at the top. That was another thing that really stood out to me from a pitching standpoint too. I think what happened is you're just catching a Florida team right now that's got a lot to prove and nothing to lose. You are currently not ranked, by the way. Florida, LSU, Vandy, all not ranked right now in baseball, which is crazy to say out loud, but that's what this conference looks like right now in terms of how talented it is. You're also just coming off the way that you've been losing, and you come into Arkansas and you just play with a chip on your shoulder, and I think they caught Arkansas a little off guard. The big thing is you can bounce back from this. It is early right now. There is a lot of baseball left to play, but you got to put these pieces together. Like I said, one thing you cannot do is allow this to disrupt you mentally. Yes, Florida coming in here and sweeping you for the first time in your home stadium since 2016. That's embarrassing. What's also embarrassing is this the 7th sweep at home by an Arkansas team ever under Dave Van Horn. This does not happen. So guess what everyone's going to be talking about this week? They're going to be talking about what's going on with the hitting, what's going on with your pitching, and why are you playing the way that you're playing at home. But again, right now in SEC play, not great when you get swept at home. Hopefully it doesn't continue. Guys, you know I love this sport. I'm a baseball optimist. Things are going to be just fine. But what we saw this weekend, ugly, and there ain't nothing else to say other than that. Guys, back to you.
All right, Alyssa Orange, appreciate the batters up update with 4th and 5. Always does a great job. Big baseball fanatic. Going to be pumped up having Alyssa help us out on the baseball side of things. She's tuned in. She's locked in. And she, first of all, she should be working for like ESPN by now. Well, what are we doing? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We tell her this all the time. Like, why are you not doing sideline reporting? Why are you not hosting a show in studio? She likes Fayetteville, and she likes being around her family. All right, so super talented Alyssa Orange. Thanks for that. People in the chat right now. Darren Hood says, no hate on Gabe Gackle, but maybe he's better coming out of the bullpen. I mean, they got to switch something up. They've had a lot.
Funny, though, man. 19-8 overall, 4-3 in the SEC, and you're still ranked, number 4 in the nation because they know how much talent's there. But, they play a lot of games, too. It is really hard to lose 3 baseball games in a row because there's so many variables, to a baseball game. It's not like basketball where, there's just a lot of other guys on the field. If you get your bats rolling, things change, and you play baseball one day, you wake up, you shake it off, you can play totally different the next day. To lose, 3 games in a row against Florida, it's hard to do. That's why it hasn't happened in a decade. So,
but baseball is interesting because it's not always the most talented team or necessarily the most well-known team that wins. It's not like football, right? You throw Georgia out there against Valdosta, you pretty much know the result that's going to happen, right? But at any point in time in a baseball game, that's why it's a really interesting sport because anybody can beat anybody on a given day. And I was disappointed to see how this all shook out. You kind of got the feeling that maybe this isn't an Arkansas team of past with some of the losses we've had midweek, and you kind of don't put a lot of stock in midweek games because you're maybe throwing some younger guys on the mound, trying out some different combinations, different lineups, putting people in different positions, just testing a few things out. But it just hasn't felt like the juice hadn't quite been there yet, and maybe that's me personally talking because we've been talking about basketball for quite some time. We obviously made it pretty far into the tournament, so kind of focused on that, and I haven't been watching much baseball yet. But generally, I try to watch pretty much every game of every SEC series. But we got to figure something out. And I don't know. I mean, that's Dave Van Horn's specialty is getting the right guys in the right positions. So I hope it's not a talent issue and it's more so just a focus issue or something like that. We can snap back to it and get going. But, they were talking about Gabe Gackle. He was supposed to be the stud. I mean, he's supposed to be our Friday night guy, the guy that's going to come in here and make sure that, we secure that first win of every series. And he has not been on so far this year at all.
It's funny how quickly things change. And you talked about the series, Grant, and baseball, what it used to be. Y'all want to hop back in the time machine? I'm looking in the chat right now. Go back to last Monday and go back and watch our show. Razorback fans couldn't have been on a higher high. I mean, we advanced to the Sweet 16. Everybody's just juiced up, ready to go. Baseball beats Mississippi State like we couldn't miss as Razorback fans. Track wins a national championship. I mean, what else? God, it was such a big-time high. We got people in the chat right now. Too much pain as a Hog fan. Lance Swoop says, this is what we're accustomed to, all right? And I hate to say it. Dadgummit. Megan's in the house. She's saying, love the addition of ALYSSA. Love it as well. She also said that as a Hog fan, we almost reconditioned to have a certain expectation of disappointment, or condition, that is, to have an expectation of disappointment.
Man, I don't feel that way.